The city of Lagos has gained significant, strong international presence, influence and relevance as a prosperous megacity. A unique city where competence, capacity building and innovation are key fundamental factors driving positive change to build a sustainable state. What's new about the Center of Excellence? Let's find out on the City of Lagos TV show. Welcome to the City of Lagos TV show. We're going to be kicking off this show at this moment with Lagos Update. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the City of Lagos TV show. First on Lagos Update, the Lagos State Ministry of Transportation, under the able leadership of the Honorable Commissioner Oluwaseun Oshiemi, has pioneered an effective and innovative strategy to regulate the proliferation of interstate parks with the introduction of the Interstate Park Accreditation and Digital Manifest for increased passenger safety. The Honorable Commissioner made this known at a recent press briefing at the Balgato Press Center in Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos. Flagged by key executives of the ministry, the Commissioner reeled out the goal, relevance, importance, and benefits of the new policy initiative to all stakeholders, especially to passengers in Lagos.
The new initiative by Lagos State Ministry of Transportation is aimed at enhancing safety, reliability and efficiency in interstate travel across Lagos. The Lagos State Interstate Park Accreditation and Passenger Manifest Digitalization Project is an ambitious program designed to standardize our interpark states and digitize the passenger manifest system. This is more than just a modernization effort. It is a commitment to the safety and comfort of every traveler who moves in and out of Lagos by road. The goal of this initiative is straightforward. It is to make interstate travel safer, more efficient, and more reliable. Currently, our PASA manifest system operates on a paper-based approach, which can lead to inefficiencies and delays in critical situations. By transitioning to a fully digital platform, we aim to securely capture and store passenger information in real time, providing immediate access to accurate data in the event of any incidents. Alongside this, we are also implementing an accreditation system for all interstate parks, setting a new standard of quality, safety, and service for all operators. The first component of this project is the accreditation of all interstate parks across Lagos State. Parks that meet our minimum safety and service standards will receive the Ministry of Transportation official certification. These certified parks will display a prominently placed signage assuring passengers that they are boarding from a park recognized and trusted by Lagos State. For parks that do not meet our standards, particularly the unregulated roadside mushroom parks, they will require improvements or abolished. This is a collective move towards a safer, more reliable interstate travel experience for every Lagosian. The second part of this project focuses on transforming our manifest system into a digital, centralized platform. Each passenger's information will now be digitally recorded, ensuring that data is secure, accurate, and instantly accessible to the necessary authorities. In the less formal parks, we will provide the necessary devices and agents to digitize the manifest on site, ensuring no traveler is left out of this safety enhancement. This streamlined system will empower first responders with immediate access to essential passenger information, allowing them to act quickly and accurately in emergencies. This project certainly will benefit the passengers, park operators, and states. For the passengers, they will experience increased safety, reliability, and convenience, knowing that their travel information is securely recorded, offers reassurance that should any incident occur, Lagos State Emergency Services are equipped with the tools and data they need to respond effectively.
That's it on Lagos Update this week. Next is latest development from the office of Mr. Governor. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. For every official engagement and activity of the Lagos State Governor week in, week out, the major set goal is to drive a sustainable growth for the state in diverse ramifications with an underlying desire, which is to transform challenges into opportunities for a greater Lagos. So let's share with you how the business of governance transpired and was conducted in Lagos in recent times from the office of Mr. Governor. First, from the Governor's office, let's bring you recent courtesy visit to Mr. Governor. The recent courtesy visit by the UK Foreign Secretary, David Lammy, and his team to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu brought to the fore the great socio-economic potentials in a sustained synergy and collaboration between the UK and Lagos. David Lammy and Governor Sanwo-Olu both agreed to continuously work together based on the existing potentials to achieve a mutually benefiting relationship for the United Kingdom and Nigeria.
People-to-people links between the United Kingdom and Nigeria are second to none. There will be many families here in Lagos with relatives and family in London and across the UK. Business, remittances, finance, money, growth are part of our mutual DNA. But there is more that we can do. It's wonderful to see the Red Line and the increasing transportation and opportunities here in Lagos, and very, very pleasing that UK manufacturers have been part of the stock that's transporting people here in Lagos between home, between work, and on their travels. We want to see more of that over the coming months. With developments here, with your deep sea port and other things, we want to see more over the coming months and years. And of course, in this age of climate, as we also see growth in energy, particularly clean energy, there is possibilities between companies that want to invest here in Lagos as well. I'm very pleased that my dear friend Sadiq Khan, the Mayor of London, is working so closely with Lagos, and we see Transport for London also working in partnership with you over this next horizon and this next period particularly. But I am here to say that the UK is very much open for business. We're open for business with our old friends, and Lagos represents a very old friendship.
But more importantly, on the government-to-government side, and creating opportunity for businesses to grow and thrive. What we have as a clear advantage in Nigeria, especially in Lagos, is the sheer number of the young, dynamic population that we see, and they're yearning, for new opportunities globally. And so the government is creating, that atmosphere or that opportunity for them in terms of training, skills development, and the development plan that we see is to make Lagos a human development capital of the world, where businesses can see 10, 20 years from today, you need special skills in certain areas. Come to Lagos, you will have the right set of people that can even actually be working from here in any part of the world. So these are some of the things that we see as a growth plan for us. But today, like you mentioned, there are a few things that we're doing, with our business partners in the UK. You've mentioned, the train rolling stock that we have. We've got a class 43 trains, running on the Red Line, and we're very happy. They're moving passengers, the GWR trains. On the red line that we just launched formally about a month and a half ago is the longest corridor right now, and when it goes into full commercial activity in terms of passenger traffic, it's supposed to be moving about 500,000 people per day. So these are new growth areas that we see. We've seen a huge opportunity in clean energy, in waste management. Lagos generates 15,000 metric tons of waste, so there's a huge, waste to energy, opportunity that we can look, and because we're also in a very small, tiny space, so we need to also be very, we need to be very clear about how we utilize our environment and how we preserve that environment that has this huge, population.
The board and management of Ibile Oil and Gas recently paid Governor Sanwo-Olu a courtesy visit to acquaint him and update the governor of the progress report made so far. In his presentation, the chief executive outlined groundbreaking achievements as well as short and long-term goals.
Ibile Oil and Gas has gone from zero revenue in 2018 to 16.6 billion in revenues last year, and is on track to earn 24 billion by the end of this year. So that's a cumulative average growth rate of about 56%. Ibile Oil and Gas was intended to be Lagos State's answer to the federal government in terms of harnessing our oil and gas or our energy resources in Lagos State to make a difference to Lagosians. The easiest way to start, you will agree with me, was by looking at the downstream business, where we could then create awareness of what IOGC was. To date, we now have 17 branded stations across Lagos and all located across the 5 Ibile regions of Lagos, so people can start to see Lagos State's interventions in the oil and gas space. So we have started by creating our retail fuels businesses, expanding into gas. The intention was not to compete in the low margin business of selling petrol and diesel. It was just to create awareness for Ibile at that time, which we have done. What we're doing next is now moving into the areas that actually affect Lagos. We're talking about creating clean air. We're pioneering the conversion of 600 vehicles from Lagos State to stop running from PMS to CNG, and we've already got those arrangements in place. We're currently partnering with MDGIF to get funds of about 18 billion out of a 40 billion total capital investment for the development of our gas transportation business. With your support, Mr. Governor, we've already on our own contributed 7.3 billion from IOGC. The expectation is that we're able to get some more support to be able to complete the project by next year. What we will then have would be a number of CNG fueling stations, of which we will be partnering with MDGIF to develop them. So I think about 17 in total, which we will have to be supplying gas to vehicles that we have converted, and the intention is then to enable others to start looking at it. One of the other things we've thought about is to try and get Lagos gas utilized for Lagos. So we've partnered with 2 other companies to participate in the mini bid round. We've submitted the bids and we've paid the signature bonuses, and IOGC has 10% of those 2 assets that range from 5.5 TCF in total recoverable gas to about 18 TCF, about 18.5 TCF in total recoverable gases. What that will do for Lagos is change the landscape. We complain that Lagos is an ecologically tenuous area. It's very crowded, and what we want to do is try and minimize the pollution that's in Lagos as much as possible.
On his part, Mr. Governor expressed his satisfaction so far and pledged to continue to support the agency.
To know and to see a deliberate, effort that the leadership of this company has indeed put in the last 4 years or so now, and the deliberate interventions that we've noticed in that space. Let me first thank all of you, and of course the very hardworking chief executive express our very deep satisfaction to what we hear, what we see, what that IOGC has become, how competitive you've turned, and how you have very quietly but very steadily, inch into the oil and gas business, especially in the downstream sector. I remember too well a few of your projects that have come out to commission, and we've watched you grow the last couple of years, and it's clear to us that the support the government has given have all been are being utilized, efficiently and profitably, and truly that should be, the way it should. I'm aware of some of the very huge opportunities that we are currently exploring. I'm aware some of the new relationships you are trying to create, and so it's therefore very gratifying to see a quasi-government agency, doing the right thing and doing it very well.
Party cohesion and unity formed the crux of discussions and deliberations at the recent courtesy visit by the new executives of Inter-Party Advisory Group Lagos branch to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu in Lagos. The spokesperson for the group and Mr. Governor harped on achieving a common goal for Nigerians, which is to propagate partnership and collaboration among political parties, irrespective of their different political affiliations and platforms.
Our coming here together is also to ensure that what you see all the time. And we are very thankful because I was told that you are the first governor to host us. That's very yes. We acknowledge a lot of important things that you have done. There are about 27 million people in this state. 20 million people are moving around every day. Transport is number one problem, and you are facing it head on. We acknowledge it. It's very important to acknowledge that. The waste generated in Lagos and the fact that different efforts have been made to do recycling to ensure waste to wealth. I know that because I was also involved in doing some HSC conferences in the past in which Lagos State sent your then Minister, Commissioner for Health, to be a speaker at that conference. So I'm saying this because it's not just politics, it's facts. These are things that this government has been doing. And so all of us who are here, we are coming to say, well done, thank you, and continue doing what you are doing. In addition to that, we also want to make a commitment to supporting the government going forward. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is the people, not us. The most important thing is the electorate, the citizens, the young men and women who are the future. And so the infrastructure of Lagos State, food security, and all these critical things, they are things for which we are all elected to ensure we represent. And we want to ensure that that becomes very possible by virtue of collaborating and cooperating rather than struggling for power. So I'm speaking on behalf of not just the executive that is here, all 9, 10 parties that are here. There are another 9 parties that are not here, there are 19 parties overall, and we have the same idea. The idea is Lagos must be greater.
I have listened and have been a keen observer of what IPAC stood for in the last 6-7 years. I've actually also seen that over time, you've also grown, in content and in reach, and I want to thank you for that. Listening here this afternoon, it's clear to me that in whatever formation we find ourselves, there is always a need for criticism. There is always a need for clear, observation to be able to either admonish or encourage, your fellow political parties, on what they're doing. And this visit has further confirmed, and appreciate your efforts. Your effort first at ensuring that you observe and transparently so some of the solutions that were brought about as a party, some of the interventions we've had to reduce socio-economic pressure that we have amongst our citizens, but more importantly, to put aside political differences, but to ensure that at the end of the day, it's the citizens, and we're all citizens of Lagos, right? And that is what is most important and what is germane for each and every one of us. And we keep saying this, after politics and all of it. We're citizens of the city, and we need to work together, and we need to solve the problem. I mean, nobody will go in front of a train or a bus or a ferry service, and the first question they're asking of you is, what is your political party, before they allow you in. We're all citizens. Nobody will ask you, where you are from or what is your party before they sell you bread or they sell you, rice. We're all citizens, and we're all, so that, in my view, should be our underlining understanding that whatever affects one person positively affects all of us.
Away now from courtesy visits, let's now bring you some official engagement of Mr. Governor in recent times. The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently unveiled and commissioned 3 iconic projects in highbrow Banana Island in Lagos to the admiration of the outgoing and incoming administration of the residential estate alongside some government functionaries. At each unveiling and commissioning of the projects, the governor did not only express his satisfaction at the projects, he equally highlights their importance and relevance, as well as the level of the state's government agencies' involvement with the projects.
So to the glory of God and to the benefit of all of our residents, both visitors and residents that are here, it's an honor for me to be unveiling and commissioning the administrative and gatehouse of Banana Island Resident Association, one of the foremost resident associations in Lagos. They are very law-abiding, they are very committed to the bigger Lagos agenda, they are very forward-looking, and they obey the rules and regulations of our city. So we're happy to be part of them, to join them in this self-finance investment for the benefit of all residents and all their visitors that will be coming in. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. On behalf of the government and people of Lagos State, we're happy to be here this morning to come and join the residents of Banana Resident Association to unveil, commission and hand over for your usage your estate administrative building, which I imagine will be a place of convergence, a place of dispute resolution, a place of information communication, a place of community engagement in whatever issues, in whatever problem, in whatever information you require, either as a resident or as a visitor, or even as government, so that we have a working relationship between government, between the residents and the executive. And so investment like this, properties or offices like this help to, resolve issues that we all might not have the capacity individually to resolve. And so that's why I want to enjoin the residents to continue to work with their executive. You have chosen those your executives. I think it's important for you to donate those responsibilities to them and work with them. Lagos State government appreciates that they are also a resolver of issues for us. And a few times we've had to come, and we respect the relationship we have with them. And so it's an honor that I'm here to unveil and hand over this your building to you for your usage and for the usage of the entire resident. And so therefore it's my honor and my privilege to do this for you. Thank you very much. Here now we have the estate recreational ground. It has sports center facility. It has ambience onto the lagoon. And this was heavily sponsored by Messrs. Providence Bank. They've got their ATM machine here as well. And they've done wonderful job on the football pitch and the long tennis court, everything, basketball court, on Astro Turf, and you can see that it's all proper land use. They've converted, a dead asset, that hitherto was not friendly, was not an eye to behold, but they've turned it to a place where residents can indeed have community engagement and have a better relationship amongst themselves. These are some of the things that engender, co-location, co-living, cohabitation, and a better lifestyle at the end of the day. So, on behalf of the residents, the executives that have done this, it's my honor to first thank Messrs. Providos for being part of this, for the executive that were very proactive and forward-looking, and to all the residents that will also be using this commission and unveil this facility for your benefit. Thank you very much.
At a short gathering after the commissioning exercise, the governor commended the fantastic infrastructural development so far achieved by the outgoing administration and equally challenged the incoming administration to sustain and maintain the success made so far.
My admonition and my request will be for the incoming executive. Indeed, going around this estate this afternoon, really, you have a big job to do. The shoes that they've created for you, I really hope that you can check your shoe sizes and you can really fit into it. But I know that if you apply wisdom and you can draw from the wealth of your predecessor, it will help you greatly to be able to navigate what you are freely, that you have the leadership capability. And I know that the residents have chosen very well, even with the incoming leadership. So I want to say that all of the things we've seen here, and I did make a disclosure when I was coming in that I'm not yet a resident. And you see, I was treating somebody there that is my landlord, because they gave me a small bungalow that each time the rent expires, I get a phone call. But the point to note is that, it's important that when we come back here 2-3 years from today, that all of these facilities are still well maintained. Maintenance is one thing that we need to be able to, earn and respect in this part of the world. All of the sporting facilities that they've donated to you, all of the ATM machines that are there, all of the things that we see here, the responsibility will see that they are well maintained, they are functional 3 years down the line, 4 years down the line, 5 years down the line, so that indeed both the residents and the people that have supported and donated this will be encouraged to want to also do more, and continue to see that it was money well spent. And to all the residents, like I said, and I'll also say it, you're one of the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. But it's not anybody's fault. It's neither yours. It's because, in my view, you've all earned it, you've worked tirelessly to be where you are, and the minimum we can do as a government is also to support you.
In a separate interview, the outgoing chairman and the incoming chairman shared their thoughts.
We have been working with the agencies of the state government to ensure that we have a good relationship that ensures, security, safety, good neighborliness in the estate. And my advice to the incoming ESCO is to continue that work, to maintain that relationship and build on it, and to exceed us in whatever it is that we have accomplished.
One major thing that we have done so far is to provide a very enabling environment for all Banana residents. And the first key thing that we must do is to maintain all those facilities. Another promise we also are making right now is to provide medical facility, because if there's any emergency, there's no way to run to. So we must have a first aid, a primary care, then we'll begin to maintain every other thing. The governor has also promised to assist us with the access road. I think that's another third priority for us. And we'll sustain all the development that is going on. And you'll see more of us. Thank you.
And still from the governor's office, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu was in attendance at the recently held Lagos State Ministry of Wealth Creation and Empowerment Year 2024 Upskilling of Artisans and Tradesmen graduation ceremony of 1,200 graduates in Lagos. Mr. Governor, in his speech, was indeed excited about the great opportunity given to the graduates. He equally charged them to use the opportunity to improve their life and also contribute to the development of the state.
I'm happy because my citizens are happy. I'm happy because today we're giving life and hope to over 1,000 Lagosians. We're giving a better opportunity to over 1,000 families here today. And that is the main reasons of governance. To give hope to people that think there is no hope again. To give belief to people that believe that there is no belief again. And to give opportunity to people that think that there are no opportunities again for them. So today is a special day for me. And so we're here to celebrate you. You hardworking artisans and tradesmen in our state. You have just finished a very rigorous special training that has helped you to become a better tradesman, that will help you to become a better skilled scrapper in your job. This training, we believe, will help you to work faster, to work better, to earn more money, to be more successful, to be able to support your family, to be able to support your community, to be able to be self-reliant, and to become an employer of labor yourself too. So you need to be proud of yourself.
To revitalize, reinvigorate, and preserve the arts, culture, and tradition of the Yoruba people, Governor Sanwo-Olu conducted a soft launch of the J. Randall Center during his tour guide of the center in Lagos.
Yet another soft launch to now formally and publicly declare access to the general public to the John Randall Center, which is under the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, but it's going to be known as John Randall Center for Yoruba Heritage and Culture, and to the glory of God and to the benefit of mankind. All of us coming here and will be richly thrilled with what it's about. Wish you all the very best. Thank you.
During the in-house interaction and discussion session with various stakeholders, Mr. Governor proposed an idea to create event programs that can attract local and international audience to the center yearly.
So part of the things that I believe we should do is, like you said, transparently, right? Let's have periods where we can, do proper calendarization. So people will know that, arts, culture, tourism, from the last quarter of the year, Lagos is ready for you in all of that space. We can all say that, the months of October, the month of November, the month of December is in one tourism space or the other. Be it entertainment, be it, your festival, be it we're doing, regatta, be it we want to do fashion hub, we want to, everything. So that once we have like a plan, then people would now see how they can fit into those plans and questions, additional questions, and both local and international audience can now begin to plan towards some of those calendarization that we see. But in terms of specific funding, or access to government funding, government can only be, and we will not be able to solve all the problems. Yeah. So government also needs to be able to see what you are bringing to the table and be able to derive the expected value and the outcomes that we see. Like I said, the people that we've given support to are institutions that we know that were training people, right? Like I said, each one of them have trained over 1,000 at each one piece. So part of the things that I've said, what is your curriculum? What is the learning outcome that will come from this training? How do you even select the people that you want to send on this kind of training? Government can put some of those kind of things in place. But overall, truly really is for all of us to sit together. Because we don't want it to be something that we just sit in a Lausa and we just fashion out and we just rolled out. It has to be a conversation where everybody has a role to play.
And finally, from the governor's office, the traditional one-day governor role saw Abdulaziz Abdurrahman, winner of the 20th edition of the Spelling Bee competition from Oriwu Senior Model College from Ikorodu, as the man of the moment as he conducted the business of governance with the State Executive Council members recently in Lagos. For the one-day governor, of Lagos State. It was indeed a great and inspiring moment.
Actually, it was a very, very tough journey because I had to excel at the school level, represent my school at the local government level, represent my local government at the state level, and I triumphed at the state level after a rigorous spelling exercise. And I'm very, very grateful to God because without him, I'm nothing. And I'm very happy to be among the executive cabinet of the governor because it's opened me to seeing beyond the normal things normal youth will see. And it is a motivation for me to soar higher and pursue my dreams and never settle for less.
Well, that's a wrap from the Governor's Office segment this week. Join us again for another broadcast as we capture and catalog the business of governance from the seat of power in Lagos. Up next on the City of Lagos TV show is Speaking with the SA. And of course, our special guest today is a special advisor to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on health. Enjoy it. We'll be right back. You're still watching the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. Welcome to Speaking with the SA platform on the program. This is where we speak to very strategic special advisors to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. And our purpose is to promote and project and of course celebrate the very innovative expertise of the special advisors to the governor in diverse perspective, health, politics, and all that. And so today we're going to be speaking with the special advisor to Mr. Governor on health. We're talking about Dr. Mrs. Kemi Oguyemi. Madam, you're welcome.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you on the program. The health sector is a very critical sector, and whosoever, apart from the commissioner, whosoever is a special advisor must be at the top of his or her game, and of course must also be a game changer in terms of offering very useful advisory functions to the governor in the area of health. So who is Dr. Mrs. Kemi Oguyemi? Let's have a precise and brief professional profile of your distinguished self.
Thank you very much and welcome to the Ministry of Health. So my name is Kemi Oguyemi. My career in health started a few years ago. I studied nursing. I did midwifery, I did family planning. And then from there I went to the UK, University of Manchester. I studied health service management. I got an honours degree there. And then I started working in the UK. I grew into a manager. I was managing wards and actually involved with a lot of policy at the ward level. From there, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, America, where I was a director in nursing. And then I went on and did my master's in nursing. I got a master's in healthcare administration. And as a leader, I did a lot of leadership courses, administrative, learned a lot about health service and things that just make the health ecosystem tick. I came back to Nigeria. I was also, my area of specialty, apart from leadership, was cancer care. I moved back to Nigeria in 2013, where I set up an NGO for women's health. From there, I got a position at the Bagada Renal Cancer Center as a director of nursing. From there, I now got a position at Health Service Commission, where I was a commissioner on the board of the commission. And Health Service Commission is tasked with recruiting, training staff in all the general hospitals. And so I was a member of the board. It was a full-time job. I did my first tenure, and then I did a second tenure. This current governor renewed my tenure, and it's an 8-year tenure. And after that, I got the position as special advisor to Mr. Governor. In between, I did study for my doctorate in healthcare administration. So it's all been about administration, leadership, and I've learned a lot along the way, and I am in my position now.
Fantastic, fantastic. So now, what are the key fundamental responsibilities of your office as the SO to Mr. Governor on Health? And how far have you brought your wealth of experience to bear?
Thank you. I work alongside the commissioner. I'm a cabinet member, and so we discuss health issues. And I give my opinion, I advise the governor. If he's meeting with certain people within the health sector, I'm there as well, along with the commissioner as well. For the Ministry of Health, we have split the departments. So for me, I oversee the Directorate of Medical Administration and Training. Lasambos, that's our ambulance service. Hefama is an agency under me, and we regulate all the hospitals in Lagos. I also oversee the Directorate of Family Health and Nutrition Children. And so I advise. Also, primary healthcare services are under me as well, ensuring that quality is provided there. So I help to oversee the 6 permanent secretaries over there as well. And so we sit down, we collaborate, we talk about issues, pushing Mr. Governor's agenda, the H in his Themes Plus agenda, to care for every single Lagosian, to be able to afford it and to give quality care. So as an advisor, I inform Mr. Governor. He can call me anytime and ask me questions, and I also bring issues to him, and then we deliberate and make decisions together.
All right. Now, from your perspective as a special advisor, what are the significant action policy initiatives, efforts, programs, and projects have the ministry taken to improve the health sector in Lagos?
We've done quite a lot of efforts. Mr. Governor is somebody who is very sensitive to the needs of the people. He wants every single person from the riverine areas, rural areas, to get health to them. So in the past year, the governor divided the whole of Lagos, especially the rural areas, primary healthcare, into 6 districts. And he appointed permanent secretaries. The effort is because Lagos is so large and we have so many people. So the whole idea is to ensure, so you have a small segment, somebody is leading it, to ensure that each area, each local government gets the best possible care. So, and I meet with the permanent secretaries regularly, and that way they can give us data. Data allows us to make decisions, informed decisions. We have so many social determinants of healthcare, transportation, lack of money. So the permanent secretaries run with this. They ensure that our agenda, our policies are out there and everybody can hear it, basically. I'll give an example of another program that we've done for the first time ever. We did Alafia Eco. Mr. Governor, he was thinking about it, he brought it to cabinet that our people are suffering, they want food, what else? So we decided on Alafia Eco, where he sought it fit to fund a program where we give free medical care, basically. And everybody that came, medication for 4 weeks. So in other words, you do not have to pay for anything. We gave free eyeglasses to those who needed it. We did blood pressure, HIV tests, and it was a huge success. And that's for him to reach out to people that, you know, this is a caring government and this is what we want to do for you. Maternal and child health indices are not where we want them. We're still losing children. So he funds, he matches some of our international partners' funds. He gives us approvals to, for example, family planning, to ensure that pregnant women get the best care. As I'm talking to you right now, pregnant women receive antenatal care for free, and delivery is also free, be it normal delivery or cesarean section, it's free. So we have all these programs all out there. It's just a matter of people reaching out, and because we do have a caring government, Ministry of Health is working very hard to ensure that the care they also get is safe. It's of quality, it's affordable, it's accessible. We're building a big Massey Children's Hospital, the biggest, I'm sure, in West Africa, and it's going to be well equipped. We have more PHCs coming up. We're building another general hospital in Ojo. So every single area within the points where people are, we have a lot of people, Mr. Governor is there ensuring that all these things are being done.
Thank you very much. Now, what is the level and nature of synergy between your office, the ministry, and other relevant agencies and parastatals to achieve your set objectives? Because there must be some level of collaboration and synergy, really.
Absolutely. And health cannot stand on its own. Even in the Themes Plus agenda, you know, it's health and environment. So I'll give you an example. So we had the cholera outbreak. There was no way Ministry of Health was going to handle that themselves. It's all about the environment. So the Ministry of Environment was involved. They were stakeholders. So we had meetings with them. We come together. It's so important. Education, for example. We have colleges of nursing, of health, part of how we're trying to combat the Japa syndrome, where we have less doctors, nurses, health professionals, basically. We are setting up a new university of medicine and health sciences. We can't do that without the Ministry of Education. We go to schools to ensure that children are immunized and they get all their eyes checked, their ears checked. We cannot do it without education. It's still health. So housing, if people don't have good housing, you know, they fall ill. Houses that, you know, obviously physical planning, building, you know, when they collapse or they're not built well, they end up coming here. So they're linked. We're linked a lot with different ministries. So we're not in isolation. We're not on our own, but we're all strategic. Environment, home affairs, what's going on around the infrastructure. We all work together. So infrastructure, for example, we're building roads. There's so many, and you soon see the many commissioning of different roads. As they're building these roads and commissioning, at the back of their mind, health. We always, as soon as, you know, even in cabinet, somebody says something, it's like health components. There seems to be a health component in virtually everything.
Health is a very strategic sector that needs extraordinary funding.
Oh, yeah.
So is there an existing international collaborators or partners and the private sector here, and as well as the federal government?
The government can't do it alone. Absolutely not. I mean, we only take a percentage of the budget. And as you know, everything is going up now. Our drugs are expensive and all that. So we do collaborate with international partners and even local partners as well. So I'll start with with international partners who are interested in things that happen in Africa as a whole, things that happen in Nigeria. And one thing about Lagos, because we are a center of excellence, is anytime there's a special program and they want data or they want to help out internationally, Lagos is always part of it because that's where you get so many people together. So for example, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, we're working with them a lot. They match what Mr. Governor puts in there. You know, I always tell people that when you hear something is free, somebody is paying for it somewhere. There's no free lunch. So if we offer free services, the government is paying for it. Our partners are paying for it. We also have Clinton Initiative, Health Initiative, USAID help us as well. Private sector, you know, 60% of our citizens actually go to the private sector for their services. So they are so important to us as well. And Mr. Governor recognizes that as well. So we have PPP schemes that we do. We're setting up an oncology comprehensive center, which hopefully in the next year or two. So there's a partnership, there's an MOU outstanding with a private firm. We also have that in, for example, Massey. There'll be some areas where it's a PPP arrangement. We have some of our MCCs, maybe whether it's radiology, whether it's diagnostic, it's a PPP partnership. We have cath labs, we have MRIs and all that. It's all PPP, but it's part of LASUF. It's the only way we can bring those services, quality services, to the citizens. So yeah, we're ready to partner. It just depends on what you're bringing to the table. Specialist medicine is coming in. We'll probably have more as we move along. It just depends on what it is that we want to do.
Essay, judging from what you experienced in foreign countries, looking at the way the health sector is operated, and coming back home, looking at what we have locally, where are those slight pitfalls that are still existing? And as a special advisor to the governor, what have you done to try to fill in those gaps in order for the health policy initiatives to have the expected positive impact?
So I've worked and I have licenses in the UK as well as the US. They also have their issues. Yes, they're an advanced, would say they're developed countries. US, for example, is one of the largest healthcare systems. It costs a lot of money. They have to get the money from somewhere. And they also have issues. People still complain about the system. People complain about the NHS. They practice socialized medicine. They had to close down a lot of hospitals to look at how they can save money. So one of the first things I found when I came back was that there was a lot of duplication. And people were working in silos. A lot of silos, like, you know, it was, for me, it was pretty strange in that. So when I went to the Health Service Commission, it was like, okay, but if you're doing this and you're doing this, who's doing this? I mean, you're not talking to each other. So communication was huge. And, you know, even in your ordinary life, if you do not communicate, things will not be effective. One thing at our last ESCO meeting, you know, we do this, we call it shift talk, where each member will give a talk just to encourage and inspire others. And the Commissioner for Youth and Social Development said one about vision. And at the end, Mr. Governor said something that resonated with it. He said, you can have vision. You have to have vision. He has vision on what he wants Lagos to be like. But then with that vision, he has to have a strategy to get to that vision, right? And he said, strategy without execution is hallucination. So if you've got the talent, the skill, or whatever, you showcase yourself, you become valuable, then you'll be picked. That's exactly what Mr. Governor looked at. So when I went to the Health Service Commission, I realized that we need to come together, we need to continue having meetings, we need to agree, even though we will disagree, but we'll come, and then we have one person, one thing, one theme, one strategy, and we execute it. Because it's all good meetings. We had lots of meetings and nothing will come out of it in the end. So I kind of like, I want to say I changed that a little bit. Customer service, I realized that in both countries, UK and US, that I'm familiar with, every single person, including the CEO, had to have customer service training every single year or 2 years. It was part of the evaluation. So I tried to introduce that. It took me 2 years. So there's some challenges which I won't go into. Eventually, it's part of what we do because there were a lot of complaints that people come into the hospital and people are not helping them and they're rude to them and all that. And which was one of the reasons why some people do not go to our maternities and labor ward in the hospitals because they feel they're not treated right. And when I came to the ministry, it was a little bit, I would say a little bit like that. So I had the ministry and then the agencies. So you had primary healthcare, then you have secondary healthcare, and everybody was doing their own thing. And it's like, okay, and good things, smart people doing things under certain challenges where we do not have enough staff. So I have regular meetings. Whatever we do here, primary healthcare has to know we are the supervisory ministry. We are in charge of every single agency and all the other ministries under Ministry of Health. They need to know what we're doing, what we're saying, and we need to know what they're doing, and we need to follow up. Yes, so, and that's what the Commissioner and I, and that's what we've brought in, that this is how we work together. If we do not work together, it's not going to work. And I want to believe that I've been in this position for a year. I want to believe that things are improving. I know things are hard out there, economic situation and all that, but we are really, really trying.
Let's look at the future healthcare plans. As a special advisor to Mr. Governor, are there future healthcare plans and initiatives for Lagosians?
Oh, absolutely. And it's ongoing. there has to be a future. There has to be a plan. There has to be either immediate plan or long-term plan and all that, and then we work to achieve that. So one of our, I would say, immediate and long-term, it comes together, is capacity building and increasing the number of healthcare professionals. We're losing quite a lot of them. We're really short-staffed. I mean, there's no denying that. We're short-staffed. So, and that's why I mentioned about the University of Medicine and Health Sciences, where we're hoping at least we will train 1,000 doctors, 1,500 nurses, 1,500 pharmacists, medical scientists. And this will help us because then if people want to go, we will not be short-staffed. We'll still have some people that will stay. It will also improve the quality of training and the education that we're giving people. And so that is starting. We just need it to be passed at the House of Assembly, and then we start. With that, obviously training the ones that are here and trying to improve their welfare.
We'll be speaking with the essay to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on health, and of course, with a level of professional expertise, you've also heard her. She's been able to bring something on the table. And what she has brought on the table is to create a very cohesive, functional, and dynamic health team, which of course has given the supervisory ministry, which is the Ministry of Health, to other agencies, that edge to deliver on the Teams Plus agenda of Mr. Governor. Now, there are challenges. What are the current challenges faced to sustain healthcare delivery? I mean, considering Lagos as a cosmopolitan city with a huge population, I know it's a uphill task to bring an appreciable level of Lagosians into that dragnet, health. So what are the challenges and how are you able to mitigate against them?
Yeah, quite a few challenges. You can look on the government side and then you can look at the people side. Let's start with let me say government first. You rightly said it, we're densely populated. The Institute of Migration said 3,000 people come into Lagos every day. Even I couldn't believe that. That's a lot. That's a lot on our services, be it education, be it health, transport, security. There's a lot of pressure. So what we're trying to do, so picking on that, is that we want people to register. And that's why we have LASRA. With LASRA and the fact that we've divided the primary healthcare into 6 districts, we want to get data. So is District 1 looking after a lot of elderly people? Does District 2 have a lot of pregnant people? So that way, and what's the age, the demographics, basically. That will let us make informed decisions about how we spend our money to where. So, because right now it's all equal.
Are you doing something in that regard, data gathering?
Oh, absolutely. Alafieko gave us a lot of data, so we know which areas and now we're even, we just had a meeting before this interview on trying to get data to where do we have the more pregnant women, how many do we have in the riverine areas, because we keep on saying rural, riverine. How many people do we have there that are pregnant that need emergency care? So we're looking at that for us to be able to make those decisions in terms of financials, economics. Where do we want to build another hospital? So that's one challenge. 2 is that we have people who are homeless. They don't have any fixed addresses. They don't have anything. I'll give you an example. We had the cholera outbreak and it was free. Treatment was free because it was an outbreak, because it's past a certain level. And some people will give us wrong addresses. We don't know where they are. Some people live under the bridges. They build houses under the bridges. So there's some also environmental factors that actually affect us. But most importantly, for me, from my point of view, is that we have to keep on creating awareness. Some people, I don't want to say they don't care about their health. So we keep on having to tell people that whatever it is that's a priority will not happen if you're unwell. So we're trying to push towards prevention rather than cure. So prevention is cheaper for us than cure. It's cheaper for the individual than cure. So we're working with kings, obas, churches, the pastors, the mosques, the imams. All of them are traditional birth attendants. They are stakeholders. We sit down, we let them know this is what's going on. Prime example, immunization. All of a sudden, from COVID, we have a lot of anti-vax people, even from church, actually going out there. They've got lots of funding to say, do not take vaccinations. They took us to court. The judgment went for them, but the judge said Lagos State should not give anybody immunization without parental consent. We've never done that. We've always gotten consent. Lagos was the only one that was taken to court to say, no, tell them to stop it. Well, we went ahead and we did it, and we even got more people than we expected. So we've got the people factor who are pushing us away, but we're going in their space and saying, this is for your benefit. You have to take responsibility for your benefit. And that comes with, it's just a melting pot. Everybody has all their different ideas.
Quite interesting. Quickly, before we go, where you're coming from, talking about your foreign background, before you came to Nigeria, there's an aspect of taxation. People tend to pay some level of tax. I mean, fulfilling a civic responsibility. But here in Nigeria, I think we're having, well, thank God for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because he is a tax expert, and he's been able to try to reinvigorate that tax spirit, So for health to get the desired impact, some people need to just pay their tax.
Absolutely.
So are you doing anything with regards to this in terms of enlightenment, sensitization, so that people can get what they're, paying for?
You've just said it all. That's what we do. So when we have programs and we say we'd like to do more, well, people are not paying their taxes. Have you paid your taxes? So we just mentioned it because we're not the tax department. I know LIRS is doing a lot, and they send out forms. The SA for tax revenue is also doing the best that they can, but people are not paying their taxes. Now, can you imagine those who live here? They want security, they want good roads, they want fantastic hospitals, they want good schools, but they're not willing to pay taxes, but they're making money because this is the business center. Well, it's the same thing as Ilereko, Lashma, health insurance. I mean, we haven't even gotten a quarter of the people that are in Lagos. And that's why the governor made an executive order that everybody has to have health insurance. You can have your private health insurance, but so in the same vein, like I said, when we have programs and talking, we can just say, please pay your taxes. It will help us with the hospitals and all the things that they need. So we can only continue to say it and just encourage and make people aware the reason why it's important to pay the taxes and the benefit for them. That's why they're enjoying Lagos right now, because of the people that pay their taxes.
How would you describe the support given to the ministry so far by the governor?
Oh, a lot of support. I mean, we're not the only ministry in the government. So he's pulled, I mean, I don't know how he does it, but he does. He has to look at all our files. He asks questions. He's extremely supportive, extremely supportive. He doesn't want to hear things like outbreak, disease affecting people or anything like that. So Mr. Go-Getter, Mr. Say it and do it. Mr. Compassion, he's a listener. You can't be a good leader if you're not a listener. You've got to listen to what the people want. So he's a caring, compassionate, very, very intelligent. Doesn't just do anything just like that. You've got to show him data. And if he's paid for something, he's like, what did you do with that money? Did it help? If it is helping and he sees it, he will continue it.
Finally, as the essay on health, what's your word of assurance and encouragement to Lagosians, health experts, and of course, international organizations, collaborators, partners, with regards to delivering on the governor's mandate?
To Lagosians, I would say, you know what? That saying that health is wealth is not an understatement. It's the health of a state, of a nation, of a country is part of what makes that state or country or nation successful, economically viable. So it's so important to look after your health. This government, this Lagos is a center for excellence. And in the Ministry of Health, we have excellent people, smart people working for you, doing the best that we can. But we cannot do it alone. We just ask Lagosians to also take some responsibility and meet us halfway. Let's work together to make Lagos the best that it can. And to our international partners, continue to partner with us. We are collaborating with you, private practice, everybody. We are together. We welcome you. We will work with you to help Lagos be what Lagos should be, the center of excellence, and to sustain that excellence and let the good people of Lagos know that they can trust and rely on their government. Thank you.
Dr. Mrs. Kemi Oguyemi, thank you for coming on the program. I want to really appreciate you for the very wonderful job, bringing your wealth of experience to bear. Looking at Lagos is a very, I call it a strong city where Absolutely. You have diverse, professionals, people, ethnic, religious that have different mindset and mentality. But I think you've tried to break the ice. Wonderful. Yes. I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's it on Speaking with the SA on the City of Lagos TV show. The program will continue in a moment. Stay tuned. The future of Lagos lies in the hands of the people and the government. Together, a stronger, better, and prosperous city is guaranteed. Be part of that dream. Thanks for watching the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. Stay patriotic.